fingers stained with blood. Been grasping all day, losing my touch with reality. Driving all day, searching all night. Can't seem to focus this double sight. This is a tale sworn in a sight. Finding my way back to
One specific frequency.
Good night, good night, good night. Attention, villagers. Reach. Alright. Let me see what you gonna do tonight, Alia. That day. Oh yes, Jesus. Jesus is the answer. Good night is night. Where is this thing? Start link paper once. Oh shit. Unlock by Amchat. I'll put it in a Google Classroom in a folder. I'm gonna do that now. No, me tired. I'm saying that because I'm okay. I am well rested. Extremely well rested. We can upload files inside of here now. I'll just upload the whole folder. Yes. Check that. Alright, it is in the link from the last, which paper that was. In one of the videos, I had put a link. And let me just do this here. Do this here. Do that day. Right, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Nah, I don't promote my streams nowhere. Only is word to mouth. If all you want, all you could go and share the stream on all the social media platforms if all you want. I have no problem with that. I'll appreciate that actually. The more people you get in here, the better. More people will get content now, yo, son. And that is what we're here for, to give top tier content. I'm not coming to the remote. Oh no, that is just the resolution. I have to clip clip the important things and shit, no man. Like things like doing the little shortcut with the fraction. That's a nice clip to have. To have a couple nice clips to have. Yep. You well know, Ismail. Yeah, I'll share it. Well, it have remember my reach, my social media platform is not going to be students. My social media platform will be people of my age. All your social media platform should be all your friends in school. So share it with all your friends in school. Good night, Bridget. What you seen? All right, so let me start now. As usual, just like last night, we will do the working and explain if we have to explain. If I have a question, feel free to ask a question. I will come back to it, and let's get started. All right, so let me do tonight now. I'll think. The expression x minus 2 is a factor of, well, if x minus 2 is a factor, then f of x over x minus 2 is equal to f of 2, and this is supposed to be 0. So we'll just check and see which one of these will give me 0 when I plug in 2 as x. Well, I just learned how to know now. The answer is going to be A. 4 into 2 to the power 4 minus 2 into 2 squared minus 56 equals 0. So the answer is 0. So A is my answer. A similar question to paper 2011 paper, similar. AB plus 3C minus 3B minus AC. We had to do a little bit of rearranging. So I could put the AB minus 3B minus AC plus 3C next to each other. The order in which I put these things, it actually makes a difference. B into A minus 3 minus C into A minus 3. A minus 3 into B minus C. D. Leave soon, bad paper 1 because I have bio multiple choice. Well, bust out Ismail. Go and study for your biology. Gosh, you could always come back and watch the recording if you want the solution for this. This graph tells me where it cuts the x-axis, so I know it will be negative x squared, because when I expand x into 1 minus x, I actually get x minus x squared. So this is a sad face, and it cuts at 0 and 1, because if x into 1 minus x is equal to 0, x is 0, 1 minus x is 0, and x is 1. So where does it cut 0 and 1? And as a sad face is the number of visas v of x issued by an embassy annually is given by v of x is equal to that. The least number of visas issued in a particular year x is. Alright, so let me differentiate and get the minimum value of x, minimum calculus. So v of x, I just differentiate in, I get 14x minus 42, so that equal to 0. 14x is equal to 42, and x is equal to 3. When x is 3, v of 3 is equal to 7 into 3 squared minus 42 into 3 plus 72. Yeah, I know you had to jump out this man. I know. 7 into 3 squared? Yeah, squared. Minus 42 into 3 plus 72 is 9. 9 is my answer. The roots of the equation, so we have our next discriminant question. B squared minus 4AC b is 6 squared minus 4ac. That is 36 minus 4 plus 5 4s are 20. 20 by 2 is 40. I 76. B squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, so it's real and distinct. The set of values of which that a simple inequality to solve. 5x plus 7 is greater than 10x minus 13. 5x minus 10x is greater than minus 13 minus 7. Minus 5x is greater than minus 20. X is less than 4. As I'll divide by a negative number across the inequality. X is less than 4 is my answer. The range of values of x for which. Pause the video if you're watching it back. Go back in the last paper. At some point in time, we did a quadratic inequalities question. I'm going to use that approach to do this question here. I'm going to put it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0. So it will be minus x squared plus 5x plus 6 is less than or equal to 0. So first things first, I'll have this here. Minus x squared is so. Less than or equal to 0 is underneath. So I know it's only here and here. So it will be the union of two sets. Now, I don't really have to calculate the answers to know what it is. I know it's not A, I know it's not D. It's either B or C. If this is a solution and this is a solution, the question here, minus 1 and 6 are my solutions for my options. So I know this has to be minus 1 and I know this has to be 6. And the fact that it's this way for minus 1, it will be x is less than or equal to minus 1 union x is greater than or equal to 6. So the answer is B. F of x is that, f g of x is x, then g of x is, so we had to figure out what g of x is. F of x, 3x minus 4. We don't know what g of x is, so I'm gonna just put let g of x be y, just to symbolize y. So f g of x is actually f of y, if I make my transition, and f of y is 3y minus 4. And they say that our f g of x is x. So if I solve for y, I solve for g of x. Y is x plus 4 over 3, and that will be g of x. The table below shows the ordered pairs for two functions f and g. Alright, so the table says f of 0 is 7, f of 1 is 5, f of 2 is 3, and f inverse of 7 is going to be 0, f inverse of 5 is going to be 1, and so on. So g inverse of f of 3, I'm going to figure out f of 3 is first. F of 3 is in this column, and that has a value of 2. So I'm looking for g inverse of 2. G inverse of 2 will give me 5. So the answer is C. A function h defined by that. I think this is a repeat. I think it's a repeat. Basically, they're just saying h of x is 5x plus 2. And they want us to calculate h of 2a plus 3, which is 5 into 2a plus 3 plus 2, which is 10a plus 15 plus 2, 10a plus 17. See again. A function f is defined by, again, I could write it as f of x is 2x minus 1. F squared is defined as, so f squared x is f of x, which is f of 2x minus 1, which is 2 into 2x minus 1, minus 1, 4x minus 2 minus 1, 4x minus 3. D. we get in the functions questions for paper 1. I think your broad topic should cover paper 1 as well, eh? So if functions wasn't in your paper 1 then, and I know they changed it as well. I know they changed it. I think they took off some aspects of functions. So you might get a little easy stuff in functions, simple stuff in functions. A very similar question to what we did in probably the 2022 in this year paper. A question similar to this come. This is the nth root of 3 by 27 to the power m. I simplifying underneath the root sign. So this is 3 by 3 cubed to the m, which is 3 by 3 to the m, 3 to the 1 plus 3m, and all that will be raised to the power 1 over n, which is 3 to the 1 plus 3m all over n, 3 to the 1 plus 3m. Can be expressed as, now in this case here, again, I going and be a little cheeky. I'm going to be a little on cheat. I hate I'm going to cheat. I'm going to work out what the brackets is. 8 plus root 5 into 2 minus root 5. I'm going to write it down. Minus 2.416407865. And I'm going to see what's the same. 11 minus 6 root 5 is the answer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just to show you all, 21 minus 6 root 5, not the answer. My answer here is negative. So this will give me a positive number and this will give me a positive number. The value of 2 to the power z, where z is equal to 5 plus log of 3 to the base 2 is, this is a law that's not on your syllabus anymore. But I'll still show you guys it. It have easy ways to work it out. 2 to the power z, where z is equal to 5 plus log of 3 to the base 2. So what we really want, we really have 2 to the power 5 plus log of 3 to the base 2. Now we have a law we can use for this, or we can work without the law. This is equal to a number. I don't know what the number is, but I can try to figure out what the number is. Let's say the number is x. So this is equal to x. Well, I can take log on both sides. Yeah, I can take log on both sides. I got ln. So I take an ln. You can take log to the base 10 if you want. Ln of 2 to the 5 plus log of 3 to the base 2 is ln of x. So I bring the 5 plus log of 3 to the base 2. Ln of 2 is ln of x. Now x is going to be e to the power of, actually, alright, I will show that long way, right? Some calculators could actually plug in different bases. Alright, so what I will probably suggest for this, given that it's multiple choice, change of bases on your syllabus. So use the change of base to change log of 3 to base 2 to base 10. Alright, so log of 3 to base 2 is log of 3 to base 10 over log of 2 to base 10. So I end up with 2 to the power of 5 plus log of 3 to base 10 over log of 2 to base 10. And you could work this out. You could work it out on a calculator. 5, well, I'm going to work out log of 3 to base 10. So that's log of 3 divided by log of 2 plus 5. And it's 2 to the power of that. 2 to the power of the answer is 96. So you get 96 as your answer. Alright, when I do the logs video, I will include this law, although it's not on the syllabus. I'll include the law. The expression that when simplified is equal to, again, I go in and cheat. Root 5 minus 1 divided by, open a bracket because it's more than one term in the denominator, 1 plus root 5, close bracket. 0.381966011. I'm gonna work out the brackets, see which brackets give me positive numbers, see which give me negative numbers. Which of the brackets give me negative numbers, I ain't gonna bother with it. 3 minus root 5, looking like it giving me a negative number. It's not, it's giving me a positive number, multiplied by a third is not the answer. Root 5 minus 3, looking like a negative number. Yeah, so me ain't gonna bother. Root 5 minus 3 is another negative number, so I'm not gonna bother. So the answer has to be D. They could double check it. 3 minus root 5 is equal to that, multiplied by 1 over 2. Answer. Cheat. You could cheat for this one as well. 2 to the power minus 1. 2 to the power minus 1 is equal to that, divided by 8 to the power of 1 over 3 is 0.25. 0.25 is a quarter. See. Cheat. In a geometric progression, each of whose terms is positive. The fifth term is 45. Seventh term is 5. The sixth term is, you can use the arithmetic mean for this, or you can use a little trick called dividing terms in a GP. T5 could be AR to the 4, AR to the n minus 1. T7 is going to be AR to the 6. Dividing GPs generally is a trick. When you divide in GPs, we tend to divide the bigger term over the smaller term. So T7 divided by T5 is AR to the 6 over AR to the 4. Bam, 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 and I get R squared. So this ratio is R squared. T7 is 5 and T5 is 45. That is the ratio, is R squared. This is 1 over 9 is R squared. So R is the square root of 1 over 9 plus or minus. So R will be plus 1 over 9 because they said each of the terms are positive. So the sixth term will come from T5 multiplied by 1 over 9. So 45 multiplied by 1 over 9 is going to be, no, my bad. The one T6, right? T6 is T5 by R. Which is 45 by 1 over 9, which is 5. Oh shucks, 1 over 3. Three into 45 is 15. My bad. The sum of the odd integers between 10 and 50 is, there's a easy EP question. Odd integers, I'll just do a quick explanation. Integers are whole numbers. Odd integers will start at 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 19, and so on until I reach 50, 49. So how much terms we have in this? I'll use S sub n to find the sum of all the odd integers. is n over 2 into a plus l. I need to know how many terms are in this arithmetic progression. So from between 10 and 20, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's up to 20, I have 5. Up to 30, I'll have another 5. 40, 50, I'll have an next 5. So that 5 4s are 20. So I have 20 terms. So S of 20. 20 over 2 into 11 plus 49. 10 into 4 and 1 is 5 and 1 is 6. 60. 600 is the answer. The first 4 terms of a convergent geometric progression is given by 500, 200, 80, 32, and so on. Sum to infinity. A over 1 minus r, where the modulus of r is less than 1. A over 1 minus r will be 200 over 500, which is 2/5. 1 minus 2/5 is 3/5. 500 divided by 3/5 is 2500 over 3. A long distance runner runs the first kilometer of a race in 3 minutes 45 seconds, but finds that his speed drops steadily so that each kilometer takes him 12 seconds more. The time taken to cover the first 12 kilometers is, right, so these are AP. The first kilometer will be T1, going to be 3 minutes 45 seconds. I'm going to convert this to seconds just to be using 1 unit, right? So this is going to be 60 by 3 plus 45. Me no shame. 60 by 3 plus 45. 225. So I have 225 minutes, seconds, sorry, is T1. Each kilometer takes him 12 seconds more. So my common difference is going to be 12. The time taken to cover the first 12 kilometers is going to be S. The first 12, yeah? Not the 12th kilometer. The first 12 could be the sum of the first 12 kilometers. Is 12 over 2 into 2A plus 12 minus 1 by D. 6 into, actually I could work out this whole thing on my calculator. Easy peasy. 6 into 2 into 255 plus 11 into 12. 3852. And I'm going to convert this now back to minutes. 64.2. Make a mistake. Divide by 60. Yeah, divide by 60. 60 by 3 plus 45. I'm gonna make sure my calculations are correct. 225. Oh, 225. I put 255. Hold up. My bad. So I do it over 6 into 2 into 225 plus 11 into 12. 3492 divided by 60 is 58 minutes. 0.2. A is the only one that has the 58 minutes here. So far, everybody A-okay? Remember, if you'll have any questions, shoot. The lines that and that intersect at the point P, where P is, right, now, can't solve them simultaneously, or we could just substitute the values of P into each of the equations above. Now, from my recollection, the answer is going to be D, and I'm just going to show you all how I checked it, right? And I'll do this check for all of the points until I get some form of equality. Generally, these my x values here on the left, these my y values here on the right. So I check in 9, 22. X is 9. I check in with an equation, this top equation here, minus 4y plus 25, supposed to be 0. I indeed get 0. I'll check it in the second equation as well. 3x minus y minus 5 also equal to 0. The line through the points P and Q parallel to the line with the equation that the value of K is, all right, we can't break this one. We had to do calculations to this one. Let me get the gradient of the line. 3x plus y minus 21 is equal to 0. Y is equal to minus 3x plus 21. So the gradient is minus 3. So they say that the point, they are parallel to the line. Okay, so we have to calculate the gradient of PQ. The gradient of PQ is going to be x2, y2, x1, y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and this is equal to minus 3. 8 minus 2 is 6, is minus 3 into 6 minus k. Divide both sides by minus 3. Minus 2 is 6 minus k. Move the minus k, move the 2. K is equal to 8. Lalupai. Where's the scene, Panda? The point 32 is at one end of a diameter, whose equation of the circle, whose equation is that the coordinates of the other end of the diameter are, oh boy, this is a therapy question. Now we could make a couple checks here, but it might give you a little false answer if you don't understand what's going on. Each of these answers could be points on a circle. If they are points on a circle, then they'll satisfy the equation of the circle. So my suggestion here, get a center and use your midpoint formula to get the next end of a diameter. So x squared minus 10x plus y squared plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. I'm going to put it in the form of x squared minus 2 fx plus y squared minus 2 gy plus 1 is 0. 5 had to go here to get the minus 10, and minus 1 had to go here. So the center is FG. That's my center. One end is 2, 3. So the next end could be xy. If this is the center, this is the midpoint of AB. So the midpoint of AB, x1, y1, x2, y2. The midpoint formula states that x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2 is the midpoint, which is 5 minus 1. Equate u to u and equate u to u. 2 plus x over 2 is 5. Cross multiply. 2 plus x is 10. X is 10 minus 2, which is 8. So it could either be C or D. And 3 plus y over 2 is minus 1. Cross multiply. 3 plus y is minus 2. Y is minus 5. D is the answer. A vector is given as that a unit vector parallel to A is a unit vector has a magnitude of 1 And the only vector here that will have a magnitude of 1 will be C, based on observations only. Yeah. OA, AB is AO plus OB minus OA plus OB minus 1725 plus 45. So I get 17 plus 4 is 21. No, I don't have to check the next one. D is the answer. Precision vectors, acute angle. So you could use a dot product here. Cos theta is A dot B over mod A mod B. Now, if I work out A dot B, right? Seeing this, and this denominator, this can't be correct, right? At all. So it's either A, B, or C. If I work out A dot B and I get a numerator, all the numerators are different. So once I get a numerator that works, I get my answer. So A dot B is going to be, I dotted my I component, which is 3 by 2, which is 6. And I added it to the product of my J component, which is 5 multiplied by minus 1, which is minus 5. 6 plus minus 5 is 1. So the answer is A. Five on 13, theta is obtuse. Theta sine is opposite over hypotenuse. There's a Pythagorean triplet. Homoi is 12. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. 5 on 12. Theta is obtuse, so tan theta is negative 5 on 12. We do this one as a repeat. 2 cos A. No. This is not a repeat. The question was a minus separating both of them. Let's check it back. The question was a minus separating them. In the 20s, right? Be somewhere around here. But our question is, boy, I'm almost sure we did a question with the double angle formula. Similar to the, oh, look at your right, 28. It was a minus separating them. 2 sine A cos B. This one is a plus separating them. Well, the answer is still going to be 2 cos A, if I remember correctly, right? Cos A plus cos B is cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. And it's plus cos A minus B is cos A cos B plus sine A sine B minus sine A sine B plus sine A sine B. So I get 2 cos A cos B. So I was wrong, right? I was thinking of another proof. The graph of sine 2x is, so basically the graph of sine of x, sine x completes 1 revolution in 2 pi radians. The graph of sine 2x will complete 2 revolutions in 2 pi radians, which means it will complete 1 revolution in pi radians. So all of these will illustrate 1 complete revolution. Actually, no. Yeah. So the answer is A. Completes 1 revolution in pi radians. The smallest positive angle for which the equation that for 0 is less than We did a question like this in the last one as well. Sine theta plus cos theta, the smallest positive angle, right? So you compare them, smallest positive angle for which that, yeah man. What are you question? 3 pound 2, 3 pound 4, sorry. Sine theta minus cos theta. Why this one go back up, bro? Oh, this one is sine theta plus cos theta. Shit. Right, this one is sine theta minus cos theta. So same procedure. I'll check the values. I'll check pi on 6. Sine pi on 6. Changes to degrees. Sine of pi on 6 minus cosine of pi on 6. Nope. Sine pi on 4 minus cosine pi on 4. Yes. Answer is B. Sine of alpha plus 45 is equal to, well, we can't cheat for this one. We will have to use the compound angle formula. This is sine of alpha plus 45. The sine of A plus B is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Sine 45 and cos 45 is 1 on root 2. So this is going to be 1 on root 2 into sine alpha plus cos alpha. A. Convert 4 pi on 5 radians to degrees. I need to get rid of the pi by multiplying by something. That means that pi had to go here. If the pi go in there, 180 had to go here. And vice versa. 5 into this is 36. 4 by 36 is what? 144. The exact value of tan of 150 degrees, let me check it. Negative. So it's either minus 1 on root 3 or minus root 3. Let me check and see what minus 1 on root 3 is. Negative 1.022. 1 on root 3. Yeah, be that. It had to be negative root 3. I don't know calculation. Let me cheat. The trigonometrical expression, this repeated. One plus sine x over cos x, cos x over 1 plus sine x. Something similar. Very similar question. I'll do my cross multiplication this way and this way to find the LCM. Sine x into 1. Good Lord. Sine x into 1 plus cos x plus sine x into 1 minus cos x over 1 minus cos x into 1 plus cos x. You'll notice the denominator is a difference of 2 squares. So I get sine x on top plus sine x cos x plus sine x minus sine x cos x over 1 minus cos squared x. You will cancel with you. I get 2 sine x on top. 1 minus cos squared x is sine squared x. You cancel with you, leaving sine x alone. So 2 over sine x is the answer. Home stretch, boy. I think we did better tonight. Yeah, it's done 8:45. We started about 10 bars. Shortcut to the chain rule. 5 into, I'll differentiate in one time, 5 minus 2x to the power of 4 multiplied by minus 2. So minus 10 into whatever, that you only want minus 10 in the answer. The gradient at x is pi on 6 on the curve y is sine x, so I'll have to differentiate. dy dx going to be cosine x. When x is pi on 6, cosine of pi on 6 is equal to, like cosine of 30. Cosine of 30 I think is a half. Cosine of pi on 6. Cosine of pi on 6 is not a half, it's 0.866. So I'm going to check and see which one of these things is 0.866. It can't be this because this is negative. It can't be this because it's a half, like 0.5, 0.5. So it had to be root 3 on 2. Answer is D. The equation of the curve is given by the gradient function dy dx is given by, oh good lord. Alright. This is going to be a product rule. Go back and watch differentiation, the differentiation video. U is x squared plus 2. Du dx is 2x. V, x minus 1 cubed. dv dx is 3 into x minus 1 squared multiplied by the differential of the brackets, which is 1. dy dx is v du dx plus u dv dx. So they did factor the x plus 1 squared. So I'll put out the x plus 1 squared into 2x into x plus 1 plus 3 into x squared plus 2. You need to be very, very strong in algebra to factorize this. X plus 1 squared, and I'll expand the brackets. 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x squared plus 6. 5x squared plus 2x plus 6. D. No. Make a mistake. It's x minus 1. Rub off. Make a mistake. It's x minus 1 squared into x minus 1 multiplied by my 2x plus 3 into x squared plus 2. My bracket's gonna be 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x squared plus 6. 5x squared minus 2x plus 6. C is the answer. dy dx sine changes to cosine, so 5 cosine 2x, and I multiply by the differential of the angle, which is 2. All of this is multiplied by 2, so 5 to the 10 cos 2x. D. The curve C is given by the equation that the second derivative is given by y is equal to x squared plus 16x to the minus 1. dy dx is 2x minus 16x to the minus 2. Next derivative going to be 2 plus 16x to the minus 3. So that is 2 plus, never mind, not 16, 32 x to the minus 3, which is 2 plus 32 on x cubed. B. Let me go back in the one before. Last time we had the second derivative. Did I make a boo-boo? I just double check in here. Right, maybe no way I differentiate, that's not going to differentiate it here. 4x plus 9x to the minus 1, 4 minus 9x to the minus 2, and then I got 18x to the minus 3. Good. So I did do it correct. Just double checking. The value of this when that is equal to 50 on 3 is, right, so let me integrate this fella here. The integral of x squared minus 5 going to be x cubed over 3 minus 5x evaluated between a and 0 is equal to 50 over 3. So a cubed over 3 minus 5a, when I substitute 0 I'll get 0, is 50 over 3. Multiply by 3 throughout. A cubed minus 15a is equal to 50. It's a polynomial. It is a polynomial of degree 3. So instead I'll just check my answers. I'll check the values here. When a is 5, I get 5 cubed minus 15 into 5. So a is 5. Alright, home stretch. This is, I can use the shortcut to the chain rule for integration here, but instead of multiplying by the differential of the bracket, I'll divide by the differential of the bracket. 3x minus 5 to the power of 4 plus 1 is 5 over 5 multiplied by 3 plus k. So my denominator is 15. My power is 5. Answer is C. The region in the first quadrant closed by the curve, the lines, the x is 0 and x is 2, is completely rotated about the x-axis. The volume in units of the solid generator. So you have to do a calculation here. So when you have rotation about the x-axis, integral of pi y squared dx between the limits b and a, it is bounded in the first quadrant and closed, right? The line x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2. So this is the integral between 2 and 0. Good Lord, why is crashing so much? Move your frames, nothing attacks then. 2 and 0. If y is x minus a half x squared, y squared will be x minus a half x squared whole squared. I can simplify this. I want to simplify. Do I? I could say so. 2x. I could say so. X minus 1/2 x squared squared pi dx. Pi into, I'm gonna integrate this using the shortcut to the chain rule. X minus 1/2 x squared to the power 3 over 3 multiplied by the differential of the brackets, which is going to be 1 minus a half of 2 is 1 minus x, that is the differential of the brackets. This will be evaluated between 2 and 0. When I substitute 0, I'll get 0, but when I substitute 2, I'll get an answer. This answer will be multiplied by pi. So I get 2 minus a half into 2 squared over 3 into 1 minus 2. Cube. Yeah, minus x, 1 minus x. Okay, negative. And the top is a negative. The denominator worrying me a little bit. 2 minus a half into 2 squared is 0. Cubed over 3. This is... Alright, I'm gonna start over this question. Right, let me and do no shortcut for this question. I want to see what my mistake was, so I'll just do it in a different color. Y is that, so y squared is going to be x minus a half x squared all squared. I'm going to square this. Square the first term, multiply the two terms by each other. I'll get minus a half x cubed, and I'll double it. So minus a half x cubed minus a half x cubed by 2 is minus x cubed. Plus, square the last term, I'll get x to the power 4 over 2. It's the integral of this between 2 and 0, pi dx. X cubed on 3 minus x4 on 4 plus x5 over 2 by 5 is 10 between 2 and 0. And I'm plugging in 0 because I'll get 0. I'm plugging in 2. 2 cubed on 3 minus 2 to the power 4 on 4 plus 2 to the power 5 on 10 28 over 15 pi. None of these here is 28 over 15 pi. Man, I substitute 0 against 0. I make no mistakes. Huh. Am I making a mistake? Yes, I have the answers. Let's back up here, guys. Have no fear. Not here. Let me find it. I don't think I make a mistake there. No, man. I suppose if... I sure I do this? Nah, man. I didn't do all these solutions. Alright. Me I taking the shortcut. I'll do the long cut. Right, I'll do the long cut, right? So mistakes were made, but have no fear. We inside. Region in the first quadrant enclosed by the curve. Now when I question I just get on the trouble in a multiple choice, just leave it out and come back to it afterwards, right? I'm gonna just check and see this curve how it looks here, right? Just to make sure to reiterate something to you guys here, right? Y is equal to x minus a half x squared. Right, it is passing through 0 and 2. Good. Is rotated about the x-axis, so write pi y squared dx. So we'll have the integral of pi y squared dx, which is the integral of pi x minus x squared over 2 squared dx between 2 and 0, which is pi, the integral between 2 and 0 of x squared. I get x cubed on 2 multiplied, well, I double in that, so I'm multiplying it by 2. So I get my x cubed. And I square in the last term, I get x to the power 4 over, that was where my mistake was. Plus, no, I just square in the last term. X to the power 4 over 4. I didn't square the denominator in the last one. And that was my mistake. The last term was my mistake. X cubed over 3 minus x4 over 4 plus x to the power 5 over 20 between 2 and 0. So that last term was my mistake. So 2 cubed over 3 minus 2 to the power 4 over 4 plus 2 to the power 5 over 20, 4 over 15 pi. See. So my last term was my mistake. Let us happen. The region R enclosed by the x-axis on the curve, the lines that and that. So another calculation of area, but this one much easier. This will just be the integral between x is 2 and x is 3 of x squared plus 2x minus 1 dx. X cubed over 3 plus 2x squared over 2 minus x evaluated between 3 and 2. Plug in 3 first. 3 cubed over 3 plus 3 squared minus 3. Then plug in 2. 2 cubed over 3 plus 2 squared minus 2. Let's see what we get. I could work this piece out in my head. 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. 27 over 3 is 9. Plus 9 minus 3. Minus 8 over 3. Plus 4 minus 2. So 9 and 9 is 18. 18 minus 3 is 15. Take away 8 over 3 plus 2. 10 and a third, or 31 over 3. B. Right, the integral of, whenever I have an integral like this, I'll always write down the differential. Y is cos x. dy dx is sin x. So I know minus sin x. The integral of sine is negative cos. Y is sin x. dy dx is cos x. So the integral of cos is sine. So the integral of sine is going to be negative cosine. Alright, so I see in only one has a negative cosine in it here. So, better man is the answer. And number 45, given that the differential of this is that, then the integral of that is, there's a integration by recognition kind of business going on here. If the differential of that is that, remember, x over 1 plus x, 1 over 1 plus x squared. I can, as I was saying, integration is the opposite of differentiation. So if I integrate a differential, I get back what I start with. So I can integrate both sides here. Bam, bam. When I integrate a differential, I get back what I start with, which is x over 1 plus x. And I'm integrating both sides with respect to x. So they're asking me for the integral of 3 over 1 plus x squared. If I multiply both sides by 3, I get 3x over 1 plus x is 3 1 over 1 plus x squared dx. This is what I want. This is this. Just put in limits 2 and 0. I'll substitute 2 as my limit first. 3 into 2 over 1 plus 2 minus 0. 6 over 3. 6 over 3 is 2. That's it. What are your thoughts on people of color? I don't see color. I see people, not color. Everyone should see that as well. Alright guys, so that's it for 2012. I think we take less time than last night. We take an hour to do this paper. Alright, the time is only going to reduce, and as the time reduces to do the papers, we go be more in a gear, and the time will reduce because we will be familiar with repeats and we'll be familiar with the process to do the questions. If you realize, the type of questions follows a specific structure. All right. So today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. We'll do none tomorrow. Check me on Twitch. We will be streaming on Twitch tomorrow night. Probably Monday we will continue. Same time, 8 to 9, 9:30. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Sounds like a plan.
Even now, you're coming up to me, fire lighting up the sky. Feel the ground shaking underneath, trying to take me